Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senior Vice President of Global Sales and Distribution for American Airlines, Allison Taylor.
I'm just so delighted to be here this afternoon. I'd really just like to start by thanking Rita and Mike, and also, of course, Crystal, of all their help, and Chelsea from the GBTA Foundation, and a big round of applause for an incredible 3 days. I think what they've put together has just been amazing. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Rita. Many of you may know me from the few years that I had, over 25 plus, from Starwood Hotels, and now I can say I'm very proud to be with American Airlines. I would like to start by thanking my great American Airlines and One World team that are here. A big round of applause for them, please. They're just a fabulous team. Thank you. You know, I only started 22 months ago with American Airlines, and you know, I've taken the opportunity to travel around the world and also meet all my new team, and most importantly, our customers. We have salespeople, over 1,000 salespeople in over 65 countries, and I've really grown to love all of them. I really have. You know, leaving Starwood was not easy. It was confronting. When you've been with a company 28 years that you loved and you loved their brands, it was a little bit like your husband dying, your first husband dying, and then I've now found a second husband who I love just as much. Now, my husband is not dead. He's quite happy. Don't tell him I say that, please. But just so you understand how it's just great that you can have a renaissance. And I really want to thank my American Airlines team for the welcome that they have given me and, frankly, the way they've trained me. I now just know enough, probably, to be very dangerous. And as I've traveled around, I've been able to see what a wonderful group we have. And my team continues to teach me every day. What I like about it is we're not only the largest airline in the world. In fact, we have 500,000 people who entrust us for their travel every day, every single day of the year. 7,000 flights a day. But it's not about how large we are, it's about the trust we're placing in our frontline employees to get better day in, day out. We are now doing so much training for our frontline, our pilots, our gate agents, and I really look forward to hearing your feedback as we give better service, because it's all about the people, and that's what we truly believe. Our goal within sales is, of course, to be the easiest company to do business with. And again, keep us honest there, and you tell us how we're going. We introduced 52 new destinations just this year. We're now going for summer season. We flew to Prague, we flew to Budapest, we flew to Iceland. I'm saying Iceland because I cannot announce their capital city, right? That's not going there. And of course, Venice as well, which was very welcome by many of our business travelers, because they too also need to do some holidays and vacation time. And you will soon hear about our great summer destinations that we're actually adding for next year, and I think you'll be very surprised and pleased at a few of them. And as we add flights, of course, we never forget Latin America. For us, Central and Latin America, across the entire organization of Latin America, we really feel like we're ahead. We are the largest airline, in fact, in Latin America. And the organization we've got with Christine Vales and Peter Vittori and Domenico, we have unique offices everywhere, from Sao Paulo to Buenos Aires, so to Cordoba, to Lima, Peru. And so while being, again, the largest, we want to make sure that we are the best. And so we're really investing in our Latin America routes as well. We've also added Cancun, Cabo, Mexico City, Antigua, Caracas, and many, many more. And with all of this, we've actually spent $24 billion on new planes, 24 billion. So we've actually taken over 500 new planes on board and outfitted those. In fact, it's a new plane every week we're introducing, and also we're actually retiring an old plane every week to make sure that any brand eroders that we have out there actually are put to retirement in the desert. And so while many people may go to near Phoenix to retire, we have a beautiful desert of retired planes also outside of Phoenix. But I hope that you get to experience our new inventory soon. And we're also retrofitting hundreds of planes. In fact, we have more planes than any other airline with full Wi-Fi services. And also we are adding power outlets, larger overhead bins, and expanded in-flight entertainment every month. And again, you let us know how that goes on your next flight. You know, recently we made history by being the first US airline to add premium economy. I don't know if any of you trialed premium economy on American Airlines. Well, we're seeing it more and more being added to our travel programs with our corporate customers, perhaps to give those that were formerly in the main cabin a little bit more leg room, a little bit more seat width, and of course some additional services as well. And of course, our new flagship lounges in Los Angeles, in JFK, in Miami, in Dallas. You are going to see not only new Admirals clubs across North America, but in those destinations I just mentioned, new flagship lounges as well. And these are truly superb. We've also added in Chicago. And I think I would invite you to experience the difference from our old Admirals clubs, see the difference in our new Admirals clubs, in our new flagship lounge concept, and of course, our flagship first-class dining. The flagship first-class dining with our new chefs, our new sommelier as well, are really just superb. I have never had whole paragraphs in emails from our top flyers just on hamburgers. I mean, they must be damn good. And it's a variety of great service options, great wines. In fact, the wines are truly superb. I'm Australian. The alcohol means a lot to me. And it's really important that, you know, I think that you see the relaxation that comes to someone who has a long flight ahead, perhaps. They're able to have a great dining experience, then get on the flight and have a sleep all their way to London. So please, I hope you enjoy the flagship first-class dining when you get to experience it. And of course, with our flagship offerings on our planes, we have new Casper sleep products and also personal amenities and all for all our flagship customers. You know, we're here though today for another reason, and something that's very near and dear to our hearts. You know, our networks and planes are better than ever, but really what matters to me and what I'm so proud of with American Airlines is all the fabulous work they do. One of the things coming from another large US organization in the travel industry, I was just amazed at the amount of charity work and community work that American Airlines does at their Sky Ball, where they raise millions of dollars for veterans. And in fact, we fly all Medal of Honor winners every year to that Sky Ball, and we fly them free and their families around the world. We also, of course, support ALS and cystic fibrosis and many other types of charities. And these are very near and dear to our heart. Recently, the sales team were able to assist, and we assisted 6 charities when we took our global sales conference, not to a major destination, but to Puerto Rico that had just been devastated by the hurricanes. And we were able to spend our time helping the local community for 6 charities for our 1,000 salespeople that were there for the week. And we really enjoyed that and donated and spent almost $2 million in that market as well. And we also produced photography and itineraries that we've been able to be used by other conferences. And we, in fact, were the first conference back in the Puerto Rico Convention Center, and they're able to utilize that for others as well. So we just helped Puerto Rico get back on track. You know, we're here also to talk about EPAC, and I really love what Michelle, I mean, isn't she amazing? She's donated her life to this cause. Just hats off to Michelle and what they do. You know that it means to end child prostitution and trafficking. And this year on January 21st, which was National Human Trafficking Day, American Airlines signed the Code of Conduct with EPCAT, and also we have worked very closely with them even before this, thanks to Jana Johnson, our director of our New York office. Jana, where are you, Jana? Jana, thank you. Hats off to you. Jana's work, and he's also on the board of EPCAT, has been just amazing. And she, as an individual, brought that to the American Airlines leaders who have now taken that on board with that signing on January 21st. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I have to tell you that sometimes, these types of discussions are not easy. And I hope you don't mind that I'm going to give you an example of something recently done by an American Airlines employees. And as you saw, we also, of course, had the fun run on Sunday, and we will continue to do these things, and I hope that you will join us all in the future as well. It's not just about raising 20,000 at a fun run on Sunday. It's about constant vigilance. It's about training. We have now trained over 60,000 American Airlines employees, of course, the flight attendants who'd had trafficking training for quite a while. We've now added gate agents and pilots to that as well. And very recently, we just had an example about how any of us can really impact children who are being trafficked. So we had a gate agent in Sacramento. Two young teenage girls came up to the gate. They seemed nervous and hesitant. They had one-way tickets, but didn't seem to know that. And they didn't even seem to know when they were coming back. So the gate agent, and her name is Miss Miracle, you've got to love that surname, the gate agent took it upon herself, seeing the hesitancy from these two girls, to stop them from boarding the flight to New York. She then checked and called the police. They came and they assisted by talking with these two girls, and they found out that the credit cards used were fraudulent. They certainly weren't in the name or the family names of either of the two girls. They told the girls how they were only one way. And these two lovely young teenage girls told them how they'd been told they would get $2,000 in modelling fees for the weekend, and they'd be taken out to dinner. They're only young. They told their parents they were going camping. Their parents didn't even know they were leaving Sacramento. They'd met this guy on Instagram, and they thought that he loved them, or loved one of the two. And so, as the police dug more and more into it, they rang the one phone number they had. It was disconnected. Then they found that he had already brought down his Instagram site, and in fact just disappeared. But luckily, we were able to save those two girls who didn't have return tickets, and who knows where they might have ended up. And I know that there are many examples of this around the world. I know, yeah. In fact, every day we get over 20 people in North America calling us the special lines to report what they're seeing either on flights or at the gate. We did have one woman ring up to report her husband being with his mistress. That really wasn't what the line's for. But yeah, you get some odd outliers. But isn't that great that people are really taking it upon themselves to watch out for child trafficking? And I really endear all of you, please join the code, join ECPAT, and join American Airlines in fighting child prostitution and trafficking, please. And with this, I'm just so delighted to be here, but please, myself and my team are always here just to help you. We're here to become the easiest company to do business with. We're here to help you if you wanted to take on board the code. I know that Jana, myself, or any of the executives would be happy to explain that to you. And I know that all of you are very keen to hear from John Walsh. And so that's enough from me for today, but thank you for listening. Thank you for your business, and I really hope you travel home safely. Thanks so much.